this means is that I need to now control how I interact with women. Females do have a high sexual drive as well. It has gotten me into some trouble. If you're not this son, or maybe my sister or my cousin, there's going to be a delay.
Welcome to That's Grace. I am Desan Watson. Alright, so if it is that you are family, you know you are already subscribed, but if it is that you are not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up as we go along the video. Alright, so today I have a special guest with me. Yes. And my guest is Rasheem Martin. Alright, so this is Bestie, guys. This is Bestie. Alright. And today I just want to get his male perspective on a particular topic. You know, relationships, self-control, whatever it is. However this conversation goes, we're just going to let the wind take it. Alright? Yes, the wind is going to take it. Alright, so, Rasheem, the good book says in Romans 12 verse 1, "Therefore I urge you, brothers," and sisters too, "in view of God's mercy, to offer your body as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." Alright, so I know what I think about it, you know, but I'm not the guest today, so today I'm going to pose the question to Rasheem Martin. So, Rasheem, what are your thoughts on this? Present your body, living sacrifice.
Well, it has a lot of folds to it. When you think about presenting your body, why would you want to present your body as a living sacrifice? It literally makes no sense. No. Right? It makes no sense. Right? How can you present a sacrifice and you're alive?
You're the sacrifice.
Literally what it is saying is that we are temples. And we're not just temples for ourselves, our own pleasure, but we are temples for the Most High God. And once God is holy, it means that if we want to accommodate this holy God, our temples would have to be sanctified. They would have to be cleansed. And what this means is that we can't be going about doing anything we want. We can't go about doing things that we so desire, because to be honest, though most of us that are watching now, we are young, we are vibrant, we want to explore. I can tell you, I have an adventurous mind, but at the same time this comes to a level of self-control. Yeah, so even with that in mind, you have to really say, all right, how am I going to serve the Lord? How am I going to serve him to the point where it's just me and Christ, and he can communicate, he can communion with me any day, any minute of any time. So that's what I really get from that scripture, is that by presenting our bodies, we have to understand that we are more than our bodies. The way it's flesh, it's more than just blood and tissue. It's really a temple for us to keep clean.
Alright, so all of that sounds good, you know. Like that is the answer to give when somebody asks you what does that mean. But I want you to give me that in practical example now. What does that mean?
Alright, with this, alright.
Give me it in our language.
Alright, since you want to hear
break it down. I don't understand too much jargons. Break it down.
What this means is whenever you come up against a temptation, right? So for example, you have the desire of men. You're a female having the desire of men. Let's get it in context.
You only take your context, please. This is a male on the panel. Don't try using our context. We know our context. So your context.
My context is alright. So I adore and I love women.
Exactly.
And I am not afraid to say that I love women. I find women to be one of God's most beautiful and most treasured, most treasured creations. And so you find that most of my friends, they're females, and sometimes I am attracted. And attracted in the sense that I have sexual tendencies, and those thoughts will come in. But it is for me to understand as a man that yes, me need to sanctify my body too, because though my urges them high and oh me want a little touch here and a little touch there, I am a child of God first. So what this means is that I need to now control how I interact with women, how I touch them, what I say to them, how I look on them, how I even smell them, because yes, smell do trigger. Smelling certain fragrances do trigger certain thoughts and certain actions. So yeah, for me, you really have to really think on that, and even when you say you sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep in the sense that you start strip the young lady. I can tell you, I have had instances.
Stripping her with what?
I've had instances where I literally, visually or mentally took off her clothes. Right? And in the moment it felt, good. But then I have to say, I had to really say, my God, whoa, I sinned, because now the scripture said that I lost it against my sister. And if I had lost against my sister and I even thought about fornicating with her because I did it in my mind, I'm now a fornicator. So now I have to repent. And to be honest, I don't like repenting for the same thing over and over and over. Because I don't like repenting over and over and over. I said, here what? I forgot to learn for self. If she come in and me, you can't fight that thought. There's no, I don't see anybody who is what you call normal, where a thought comes. You can't fight the thought. And let me just get it out. It is natural. It is not a sin. The devil nah tempt you. And so you forgot God speaking in tongues and who's telling my head. No. It's natural. No, the scriptures remind us that a bird can fly over our head. But guess what? We have the power not to make him make a nest. So if that happens,
alright, so it's a matter of what you allow.
Yes, self-control.
Alright, so they have this thing where they say that, alright, it is easier for a female to, they basically say it's easier for a female to withstand certain temptation. They're like, females is good at that, but sexual things are harder for men to withstand. What do you think about that? What do you say about that?
To be honest, recently, I believe that statement as well.
Okay.
But going into university, I learned a lot. And that's where I found that females do have a high sexual drive as well. So it is
university. Wow.
Yes, right, I attend the UWI Mona.
Okay.
So I learned that females have a high sexual drive as well. So to be honest, it's just how females control their sexual drive and how men control their sexual drive.
Yeah.
For some men, even I had the experience where we had that desire, and the desire turned into 3 hours, 4 hours, and in a situation like that, they will say, oh, we're gonna go take a cool shower, or for some persons masturbate to ease the desire. Woo! For me, cold shower never work. I mean, not gonna masturbate. So it was a very hard task. It was very hard to really get my mind focused, and even when I tried praying, that is when it came. Oh God, praying never worked, reading never. So what I had to do now is, for me, I had to start thinking something strange like my mother. And when I started thinking about it, I'm like, ew, like that, those thoughts made me feel disgusted, and that really
So yeah, wait. So he has to think about something weird that could never happen, or it's too awful to happen.
Not even could, will never happen.
Okay.
In 1,000 years, in a million years, it will never happen for it to go away. So yes, the Christians will say, oh, take this or do that. For women, what I know for women is that most of them will go sleep. When the desire comes, they will say, boy, I time for go sleep.
But I really love to know how to do that. Me would I really love to know how to do that. Like
so
explain it to me. But you know, I'm gonna have to get another guest.
Right,
to
you have to get a woman.
But no, that's not funny.
Right.
Go sleep.
Yes, I've heard. As I said, I have a lot of female friends, and that's how they control theirs. Like they literally go sleep. Well, that's what they tell me. Alright, that's what they tell me. I don't know what happens after they come off the phone, but I know
somebody
they say
is telling lies.
Well,
somebody tell lies, but it's alright. They're gonna find the truth one day, alright?
Yes.
They're gonna find the truth. Somebody tell lie. Alright, so you mentioned something about boundaries. I want you to touch on that for me. Boundaries, tell me. Give me your idea of what boundaries should be like as a Christian male communicating with the opposite sex, even the same sex as well. Just give me boundaries, but I want you to specifically be opposite sex.
Alright, no problem. So, I'm going to bring it home. So Jamaican men like to touch.
Lord God, I have to sit up straight for this one. Wait.
So,
I have to sit up straight for this one.
Because we were raised in an environment that is warm, we think that it is okay to touch women. So what this mean, or even speak to them in a particular manner that is not acceptable. What this means is that firstly, for a man, you have to understand who you be and who you are and your actions. Because I used to love touch. We'd come and talk and rub in on your back. And I remember I was at church, and a sister, I touched a sister, and she was like, Rasheem. But she was doing it, whispering, Rasheem, stop doing that, stop doing that. Well, I didn't know what was happening. She's like, Rasheem, that is a pressure point. And I'm like, a pressure point? What is she talking? Then I realized that certain touch can trigger women as well.
Oh, this was
So I really, and then for some women it would be considered as harassment, and me no want nobody come say me harass somebody. And so I found out that even with touching now, I would, if I realize I'm going to touch you, I would stretch out my hand. Stretch out my hand to shake your hand. But in COVID-19 now, I would fold my hands and speak and smile and say, how are you? I give the brightest smile, but I will try not to touch. And if I want to touch, I will ask you if you want, can I hug? Can I? And boundaries not just in touch, but how you communicate. Because it's a big issue. Yes. Even when texting and so on, you can be high texting and so on, and sometimes you feel as if the woman is flirting. And as Christian men, yes, and I won't be that brother to be holy than thou and pastor and behave as if me not realize when a sister is being too nice, and it can be deceived as she is flirting with me. Me now gonna tell her, say that never happened. That has happened to me, and it has gotten me into some trouble. It has gotten me into, and because I didn't realize that I needed boundaries, I developed some relationships that weren't based on Christ, and it got me doing foolishness. My mind was all over the place, and my mind was all over the place. Everything, it was just as if I was moving away from Christ, because then the foundation was not Christ. So even with that, I realized that we need for, even when you text, you have to watch the hours that you text, because I realize nowadays, especially these
please don't touch on it, my brother. Please don't touch on it, my brother.
These young ladies that I've encountered, because I rarely text men, so I don't know how they text. I'm sorry, but yeah. But, I don't know, but when it comes, there are women, there are sisters who deliberately cross boundaries, and they will say things, they would insinuate things, they would draw for things. And for me, I know I have a boundary to say that after 9 p.m. there's going to be a delay. If I'm going to respond to you, there's going to be a delay. If you're not there, son, or maybe my sister or my cousin, there's going to be a delay. And sometimes even you try to call me at a certain hour, I must say no, I will deliberately look at the call and not answer. Or if I answer, I'm going to say hello. Yes, with a rough tone to say that, yo, this is unwelcoming.
Oh, so you don't want to say hello.
Hello,
and
or
just
good
feel
night.
like, alright.
Yes.
Come on,
no. And I met, I'm going to big her up now. I met a sister, she's from Mobe, Sister Nashoni. And she said something that made a lot of sense. She said, my brother, my beloved brother, these brothers, I tell you, they don't know how to touch or communicate with people. So what I know, what I start to do it, is that when I answer the phone, I say, praise Jesus. Blessed behold, the Lord has come. And
so you would set the atmosphere.
She sets the atmosphere.
Of the conversation.
So,
yes, my sister.
So that you know that as a brother, when you speak into it, you have to watch how you speak, because you will be rebuked. And for me, I'm starting to adopt that, as I always say, praise Jesus, bless the. And if you don't know where I get this praise Jesus from, my church is a part of Shiloh. Was a part of Shiloh, and that's the tradition of them saying praise Jesus.
It's good to know that's where you get it from, because I was wondering. I was really wondering.
It's a tradition. So because my church, evolved out of Shiloh, it was a tradition for some time to say praise Jesus.
They kept it going on.
So they kept it going on. It's dying now, but yeah, they kept saying praise Jesus. But I would answer bless the Lord, and I would say blessings to really have my mind. It's good for me. It's good for me to remind me that, Rasheem, you're Christian first.
So alright, I get all of what you're saying, and you do all of this to create boundaries, but don't you think sometimes it can come off as you being probably boring or too Christian? Like,
alright, let's get this straight.
You don't think that's possible, that it can be too much? You don't think so? And how do you go about telling a girl that, alright, do not call me after 9 o'clock? How do you do that? I want to have that conversation. I know it's easier for females to do it, because I'm just like, I don't message
alright
males after a certain time. But how do you do it?
Let's get it straight.
Let's get it straight.
It's not boring. It's not boring.
Okay.
For me, I'm a very observant person, and I tend to pick and choose who I allow in my circle.
Yeah.
And so because of that, at the same time, I'm welcoming, I'm warm, I'm nice, so on. But nice to females, males get a different version of nice. So
it's good to know.
For me, what this meant, what I do is that I would entertain the conversation, but it would be something that it might be about anime or a movie or something foolish. But the minute I see it starts to drift, is the minute me say, you know what, me I go read. I'm a reading time. I'm a reading time. But I do have a set reading time, but I just start saying, you may go read, me really go read, but just to get my mind.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, because I don't really, and then after I do that, I would ignore your text for about maybe a day or two for show a sign say yo we can't really text at this hour anymore. Reason being is that women are a bit in a man's world, women are a bit complicated. Why do I say complicated? If we should say, you know you can't,
please answer.
you know you can't text me at this hour. Most women find it offensive, or they will find, and they get in their feelings like oh me not want you, no boy. We never said that. We never. When we reach at that point of you wanting me and me wanting you, me just I tell you, sir, you can't expect this hour. And it's different from men when a woman will say, you know, I'm going to bed, or don't expect this hour. We get it and we move on. But a woman would
you
want
guys are
to
the pursuers.
know why. Yes,
you're the pursuers. So we are fine to say, all right, I'm the prey and I do not want to be pursued at this time of the night. But how dare you tell the prey that you're not in the mood to pursue? Understand?
Yeah, well, if we're not in the mood to pursue, be chill, be calm. I know that the Lord is good. So, even in that instance, don't take it offensive if a guy should say to you, hey, I really don't want to talk after a particular hour, right? Because most times we don't mean any harm. We just really are trying to have a level of self-control, and we don't want to, and sometimes as men, we respect you so much that we don't want to destroy the relationship that we have. So we would even try to do things to ensure that that relationship is kept. Right? Because the minute we overstep, we start to think about the possibilities of things being awkward, or the possibilities of you know, we not being friends anymore. Because to be honest, we think about those things as well. Not often as a woman.
Yeah, but really has scratched me upon that one. I really that one.
But we do think on them, and it all depends on the respect the man has for the woman. Once he respects you enough, he would try to go slow. And that is why I will...
Wait, stop, wait, say it over again. Say that all over again.
Once the man respects you enough, he will not force anything, will not push anything, he will go slow, because he wants to know you and not what's in between your legs.
My sister. Wanna hear that?
So, yeah, so it's for, and I said it to somebody, because a young lady, we were having a discussion.
Yeah.
And she was saying, oh, men should understand women. We try. We always try. But it is also for the duty of a woman, a young lady, especially if you want to become in a relationship or to have a strong bond with a guy, to understand a guy as well. It can't be that the balance is one-sided. Right, the scale is not even, it's not balanced at all. You need an even plate, because I'm going to bring it up. You can't bring equality, but you're going to tell me that you can do this, that, and me can't do it back to you. That doesn't make sense. How is that equal?
Alright, so you're saying that when we talk about equality, it's always about females.
Most times, yes.
Alright, I get that point. But when I get what you mean when you say, alright, we don't try to know you guys, because from our perspective, we know y'all.
What do you know? Alright.
From our perspective, we know y'all, we
know?
got this, and y'all just keep saying that we're complicated and with
alright,
this and with that.
let's see.
But we
what
just
do
feel
you
like
really know?
we just...
So when a man says he doesn't want to speak, do you find it offensive?
If I find it offensive? Yes. It depends.
It depends on
the guy.
what?
It depends on the guy.
Alright,
somebody women know I love chat. If somebody me know I love talk and always share certain things with me and say, you know what, talk, you make me wonder now, am me the problem or what? But I generally don't take offense to certain things. You know, you say no want to talk, you don't want to talk. See when you're ready for talk, I'm in another spot, you just have to find somebody else. Me find a solution to the problem.
Yes, listen, but that's you. That's you.
Right.
But what about other women? Because a lot of person, I heard a scientist say it.
But women love to talk.
Women love to talk, but there are times when a man generally don't. Or you would ask a guy, what are you thinking? Like immediately he goes blank because he must say, me not think about nothing.
But I love to ask you what we are thinking though.
But
what is on your mind?
Exactly.
Full message. What is on your mind? What does that mean?
Because
what does that mean? Nothing is on my mind.
Whenever a guy
nothing.
Whenever a guy, right, even in the set of boundaries, whenever a guy asks you that, it's because he really doesn't want to bring up something that is out of line.
Oh.
Or he literally no have nothing on his head, he don't know what to talk about, but he wants to have a conversation. Just don't know what to talk about.
That something is on my mind.
So you
because
hope.
me love talk.
Right.
So someone must have on my mind.
So we understand that women enjoy the verbal side of life. So we would ask the questions and hope for you to have something to talk about. Then we would engage. You have a problem with?
Our problem, if every time you come and ask me what's on my mind, you never tell me what to talk about, you never have the question. And then what hurt me too, when you finally have a question for ask, is either something about are you a virgin, how much money they have before, and them full question there. I don't sensible questions, you know.
Then we go back to boundaries.
I don't sensible question.
We go right back to boundaries, because with me, that was when I was immature. Me would ask, are you a virgin? Me not have time.
Why that is important? Just because we're on the topic, me ask.
Alright, why is
why that's important?
You know, alright. It depends on the guy. For some men, he wants to know if he could try a thing, or if he could get the prize, and the prize is your virginity. For some men, a virgin woman is what's the word to use? What's the word I want to use that's not offensive? A virgin woman is almost like a leech per se. You know, if he should try anything, he's stuck with her, and then maybe she's inexperienced, so certain things that he enjoys, she don't know if to do it, and he doesn't have the time for it. And for some men, and for other men, I consider it as a treasure, and you should just hold it out until marriage, because you should only enjoy that experience only with your husband. And this is not a church thing. It was a thing that I thought of from I was younger.
So from before you get saved, you were always like, this is something special.
It's something special, so keep it to yourself, right? Because ruin the moment, right? So that is one. Those are the reasons why some men would ask those questions, right? So they want to know. So some men have a long-term and short-term, so they step the boundaries, they cross the line, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
They cross the line and start talking about your sexual life. When, brother, you don't know nothing about me, you don't know when my band, my color, what me like, or if me like pants or dress, if me like natural hair or full locks. All of them something there.
Who teaching them something there? Okay.
We have big sister and we learn.
Okay.
We learn as I go along. And because he crossed the boundary,
yeah.
He now wants to know what's next. Is this girl easy to get?
So he wants to know how further he can go.
Yes.
Alright.
And once he does that, well, once he crosses the boundary and you allow him to cross the boundary, just know that you can become a one-night stand. Once he gets the prize, that's it.
Alright, I get it, right? You're in a competition.
Yeah, women are always competitions for us. You know?
You're in a competition, right? I have a prize.
Right.
So here the prize is. Get the prize, you get it, and you're gone.
You get put on shelf. Move on to the next victim.
So, no, but that's unfair for the prize, you know.
How is that unfair?
It is
just
unfair
like
for
a
the prize.
trophy.
Because I don't want a prize for anything that you just take it and put it down.
No, listen, it's just
unfair
like
for the prize.
it is just like a trophy, right? In the moment you're all excited and you're on a high, and when you get the trophy, you go home. All right, so let's put it like this, right? You get the woman. Women are practically like trophies, and let's put the concept of trophy together. One, in the moment you're all excited and yes, you're glad so you have the trophy. You're in a high, but what become of the trophy after? You go up on the shelf.
Put it down.
So it's the same thing. It's the same concept when it comes to a woman, and it all goes back to the respect of the woman. So if it doesn't see you more than a sex toy, and I would say vice versa for the woman, because you do have women like that. If she doesn't see you as the sex toy, then nothing more than a sex toy rather, then there's nothing. You're a trophy person. You're a trophy. And just stay like that until it's time for him to.
Alright. So I do not want to be a trophy. That is where the term trophy wife come from. Yeah. Just marry people, them good girl, people, put them down in a house for just set them up. Don't want to be no trophy wife. No.
I mean, I don't want to be no trophy husband because you have women who actually treat man like that.
Yes, it don't go one way. It
don't go one way at all.
Alright, so thank you, Rasheem.
You're welcome.
We're definitely going to do a next video, guys. We're going to do a video on boundaries in friendship, specifically between male and female best friends.
Yes.
I think you're gonna want to hear that conversation. Definitely. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Definitely leave a comment this time. Leave a comment. So anything you say, or you feel like you want to get at him in the comments, please, I give you permission. Get at him.
Tell you this, I will respond back.
Get at him, alright guys? Yeah, get at him. Because I want to hear which part tick your ears. Look at me, you know, tick your ears? Yeah, something that's sound right.
Something that's sound right.
Bring him back.
It's just an insight.
Can bring him back to come explain himself.
Alright, that sounds like a plan.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.